So this is Baruch Fleischman with your Tikkun Elevator Kollel. See if you get a lift from what I'm going to show you tonight. I'm getting this out of the Sefer Tiva Kavonos, which is actually a takeoff from Gamliel HaKohen Rabinowitz, who was the Rav and was at one time the Rosh Yeshiva in Shar Shemayim, which is a Litvische Kabbalah Yeshiva, the Yeshiva in Yerushalayim. So he wrote this book, he put it together. And let me see if I can find us back to where we were the last time. Not in the right place yet. Try to get over here. A little bit more of Kavonos. Now these are Kavonos. And let me find, give me a moment here. Just a moment. There are many Kavonos here, but I'm trying to work the Kavana on the bracha. Now, you have to see how it is that the Rashash lays this out of the page. And like we said yesterday, we talked about Baruch Atah Hashem and some of the things that are on this page. But the idea of Chanuka is the idea of Ner. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So we see, first of all, the idea of Ner is the concept of a flow, a very inner sense, I use the word sense, of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu beginning to shine in a much, much stronger light. And that light is called Ner. Ner is a number. It's 250. Now, if you look at what we have now, it's a flow like a river that flows from a higher place to a lower place. And the Kavana here is not easily explained. But it is a Kavana, as we have said before, that the nature of the Zohar holds and the Rav holds and Rebbe Shimon holds, that the letters themselves are contain the oros that are on the other side of it. In other words, they're an interface between us and the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. So here we have, at the same time that we're saying the bracha, at the top of the page, that's really what I wanted to show, is just that Baruch Atah Hashem, and each one of them starts out with a kale, like say Hashem kale rachum v'chanum. So this is now the fall of the flow, because these particular things, besides the fact that they represent 13 meters of rachamim, but also they represent the flow from Eric Anpin downwards, or from a higher place to a lower place, or from a place that's closer to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu to a place like us, which is far away. And then you could see how it continues in the word Elokeinu. You have the word Arich, the word Melech, you have the word Apayim, and so on and so forth through all of the words. And the idea is that when you get the Nakeh, so Nakeh really means it's purified. So there was Chatah and then Nakeh. Now, we don't have to get into any more of that, of what the possible implications of that are, but I just wanted to show that, in fact, this bracha has some other kavana that we could make. It's the idea of a flow from very close to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu back to us. Now, I need to skip, for the last part of this, and just going to introduce an idea here, and I want to show it to you. Get a little bit closer to it. Now, if you add this up, if you took the gematria of these particular letters, and we're on the word lahadlik is 179, and we're not looking at that. We're looking at where it says that little mem dalet on the side. It shows you 3 different and then 4 different ways to show the movement of the light of the Ein Sof down to us. So this is the what we say like this is that the first spelling, which is called the milui of Yudin, and you could see it here, and it's called Chabad, which was Chachma bin Das. They represent the higher level of the Rosh. Then you come to the next part, which is a milui of he calls it Chagat, and we call this Sag because if you took the gematria of it, it would be 63. And then you come down to the next part, which is the Nai, which is the next Hod Yesod. Now, what does this mean? That if a man was a tree, you would be going for the top branches of the tree downwards. Eventually, you would get to the Nai, which is the place right where it needs to feed itself. This is imagining that the food is coming from the top, going to the bottom. And then it goes to another name, which is called the Nukva, that is the female, that is Malchus, that is us. And it's going to fall into this combination, which is called the Milui of Hayin. That's about all I could say for tonight. Let's get another look at those things. But this is what he says that your kavanah would be. That you were bringing the Shef of Hashem down from Chachma Bin and Das, the Chesed Gevurah Teferes, the Netzachod Yesod, and then it goes, which is actually all of those last part, the last two parts compose Zeranpin, and now Zeranpin is at a very high level. He has all of these are called Malchin inside of him, and they are given over to the Nuk, which is Yud K, Vav K, spelled with Milui of Hayin. Now the first three, they come up to the number of 250, which is a gematria of Ner. That is the secret meaning of candle, Ner.